Oh, how are you? Well, at first I didn't know what to talk about today, but then a German lady asked me to talk about the Gog and Magog war. And I'm realizing I haven't done a video about it for about almost a year, and maybe it's time. But I will put my old video in the link, or in the description box. I put a link in the description box because I did an in-depth study, okay, about this Gog and Magog war. Now, a lot of people, they go to Ezekiel 38, which is okay, to try to understand when this Gog and Magog war will happen. But people, we have to understand, of course, Revelation 20 as well. That's the same war that was described in Ezekiel, and the same war that was described in Revelation. Revelation, we see clearly that this war is at the end of what? The 1,000-year reign. Okay, the millennium. 100%. Now, of course, today people are still screaming, and all the things that we're seeing today is the fear of Russia, attacking. But we forget that really who is attacking first, who is provoking constantly Russia, is NATO. And even Germany right now is on top of things, or is in on this warmongering. They just had, I think a couple of days ago, they had this meeting in Munich about, warmongering. Okay, warmongering against Russia. I don't remember what did they call it, something peace, whatever. No, they were warmongering against Russia. And all the NATO people were there. I think Clinton was there too. Hillary Clinton was there too. Warmongering and stirring people up to war against Russia. Okay, and then people are thinking, oh my goodness, is that going to end up in the Gog and Magog war? Because people don't understand. I'm not even sure if these people ever read Ezekiel 39. And do they even understand? Do they really read it with open eyes? Clearly, Ezekiel 38 is not the same Israel or the same Jerusalem that we have today. It sits in peace and safety. I mean, peace and safety, there is no war. The people of Israel then, or not Israel, Jerusalem then is the new Jerusalem. The new Jerusalem that will come down from heaven when Jesus takes over the reign here on earth. That's the Jerusalem that we find in Ezekiel 8. There's no walls. The people don't have any weapons. There's no war for 1,000 years. They don't expect anybody to attack them. That's why they're not prepared. And the people that attack Gog and Magog is just the leader. But the whole world, okay, is rallied around Gog and Magog. The whole world. And Gog and Magog is not Russia. Okay? It's not today's Russia. Because today's Russia doesn't even exist during that time. And people are, who is confusing? Well, dispensationalism for one. Because they're already blind. They're already totally blind by their dispensational beliefs. And then some of them listen to, of course, the rabbis. And the rabbis don't know what's going on. They don't have the Holy Spirit. They're false teachers. They're misleading their own people. So, I don't know what the problem is. Why are people not reading what's there? Of course, they don't know other parts in the Old Testament. For instance, Zachariah 14. Shouldn't people know Zechariah 14? Before the Lord returns, Jerusalem today will be destroyed. People don't see that. People don't know about the Armageddon war that will happen before Jesus returns. That is the war that we are going towards. The Armageddon War is the final culmination of the Third World War. And that is what's happening right now. Right now, we're going into the Third World War. Some people think that we're already in it. And yes, it is a kind of proxy war, but they are saber rattling. It's the same thing. So they use little pawns to do it. Who is using the pawn? I mean, who is, positioning the pawns? Who is giving the pawns the weapons? All of NATO. NATO is supporting these people, including Germany, and I am so ashamed, not only because Germany is doing, but because, of course, America is doing it as well. But I'm thinking, how can Germany be so blind? How can they be so blind, leading their people into another war? And believe me or not, no, it's not the Gog and Magog war that is going to destroy Germany again. It is the Armageddon, well, it's before the Armageddon War. It's the Third World War that's going to destroy them. In my video below, in the link, in the description box, I focused very clearly on this Gog and Magog war. But people, what will happen next, we don't have to worry about the Gog and Magog war. Okay? That will be after the millennium. What we have to worry about right now is the Armageddon War. The Armageddon War. Okay? That's what we have to worry about right now. And I want to go there today, because that is our main concern today. If we continue the way we're going right now, we are going to start the Third World War. And whose fault is it? Putin's? No, it's not Putin's fault. It is NATO's fault. Why is it NATO's fault? Because the Bible says it. Okay? And because I can see it right now. It's NATO's fault. It's the beast's fault. Why? Of course, because they're connected to Babylon the Great and to Satan himself. Satan himself wants this war. He wants to destroy humankind. He does not want humankind to accept Jesus and be part of the millennium. So he is going to create this last Armageddon, war, to destroy everybody. Yeah, we don't have to worry about the Gog and Magog war. Gog and Magog war, it will be, God will personally intervene in that and destroy his enemies. He will not intervene this time. They will destroy each other. So this is what we need to be looking at, and that is the Armageddon War. And we're going to see that, and there's two places where we see it, and that is in Revelation, I think it's 11, and then Revelation 16, and I'm going to look at the one in 16. It's part of the wrath of God, people. The wrath of God. And at the end of the wrath of God, the sixth angel, and I have it still in English, German, so I better get my English Bible ready here. I can actually do the King James, it doesn't matter. So then we're going to go to 12. It says, and the sixth angel poured out his vial vial or bowl upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. Okay? So the kings of the east will be involved in this Armageddon war. Who else is involved? And these are the ones that will cause it. Listen to this. In 13, and I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, which is Satan himself, out of the mouth of the beast, which is, I'm assuming here, it is the beast out of the sea, because we have the beast out of the earth as the false prophet. So we have the beast out of the sea, mouth of the beast out of the sea, and out of the mouth of the false prophet, which is the beast out of the earth. For they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth into the kings of the earth and of the whole world to gather them to be to the battle of that great day of God Almighty. Behold, and then it says right here, and he gathered them together into the place called the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. Okay? So here we see who is coming to that last battle. That is the last battle. There's no doubt. This is at the end of the wrath of God. This is what's preparing today. Okay? Third World War. That's what we're going into. This is the saber rattling they're doing right now. Third World War. And we have the people that are going against each other. It's the NATO. And the NATO is made up of the beast out of the earth and the beast out of the sea. The beast out of the sea is Europe. Okay? The beast out of the earth is America. It's also called the false prophet. And they're the ones that are causing. Why? Because they are allowing the dragon, these frogs coming out of their mouth. The devils, the demons. They're the ones that are causing it. Coming out of their mouth, they're speaking right now, the saber rattling, their lies, their deceit. That's what they're doing right now, people. Coming out of their mouth. Out of the dragon, Satan himself. What did I say in my last video? This hierarchy of power. Who is in this hierarchy of power? We don't see anything about Babylon the Great. She may have been destroyed by that time, because she will be destroyed during the wrath of God as well. We see that in Revelation 18. And I really think at that time she will be destroyed by that time. But here we see this is one side. What's the other side? The other side is the kings from the east. Who are the kings of the east? Of course, we see that today. Those are the Brexit countries, which is China and its allies. Now, where is Russia in this whole thing? Gog and Magog, like people always scream, right? Where's Gog and Magog? He's coming from the north. He's not there. Nobody says anything about Gog and Magog here, do they? Because he is not existing there. Why is he not existing? Why do you think he's not existing? Why is he not coming to this major battle? I'll tell you why, because by that time, I believe, this is of course my assumption, that he's already destroyed by that time. And how does that happen? Well, I believe these seers, these European seers, they see clearly war going on in Europe. And during that war, Russia will be destroyed. There's a guy called Jeremiah that sees clearly that Russia will be moving or running over Europe, taking in Europe all the way to the Rhine River, and then they will be destroyed by these, I'm assuming it's a bioweapon. Okay? Little packages that will be dropped over Germany and will kill everybody, including, of course, the Germans and, of course, the Russian troops. And the Russian troops will be cut off, of course, from Russia, and that way Russia is going to be really destroyed. And they're not a major player anymore in this last Armageddon War. Again, it's not Gog and Magog, people. Stop saying stupid things. It's the Armageddon War that's going to happen at the end of the Third World War. And God allows that war because everything's going to be destroyed. Read about it. Everything is going to be destroyed. Read Zachariah 14. Okay, read it. I mean, I don't think he says very much here. But if you read like Revelation 14 at the end, you can read that too. Oh my goodness, that's terrible. Okay, Revelation. I'm going to look it up right now, Revelation at the end, because Revelation 14 at the end describes it so much better than what they say here. Okay. Because we see that Babylon the Great is going to be destroyed. Okay? And then we see somebody who, and then we see in 16, and he that sat on the cloud thrust in his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped. And another angel came out of the temple, which is in heaven, and he also having a sharp sickle. And another angel came out of the altar and had power over fire. And the angel thrust the sickle into the earth and gathered the vine of the earth and cast it into a great winepress and the wrath of God. And the winepress was trodden by the city, and blood came out of the winepress, even into the horse's bridle, by the space of 1,600 furlongs. Okay, stadia. Sometimes they say stadia. A bloodbath. And then when we read Zachariah, we can read that too if you want to. Go to Zachariah 14. See if I can get that really fast. I'm going to have to stop my video. This is right here in 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongues shall consume away in their mouth. So this is what's going to happen. This is about the day of the Lord. In 14 it will start, behold, the day of the Lord cometh. Okay? And then it says, and the spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem for battle, and the city shall be taken, the houses rifled, and the women ravished, and half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Okay? And then there's going to be an earthquake and all kinds of stuff. So that is what's going to happen during that last battle. That is called the Armageddon battle. It has nothing to do with with Gog and Magog. Nothing. Because we see here that Israel right today is not sitting in safety. Why are they not sitting in safety? Because Jesus isn't here. That's why. Because the safety will not happen until Jesus is literally here. This is when we're going to have 1,000-year peace and safety, and not before. So people, this is what's going to happen. Russia is going to be destroyed in Germany. Okay? They will attempt, okay? NATO will push Russia until they attack. There's no doubt in my mind. And I'm not blaming Russia for it because I see who is doing it. Why? Because who is doing this Third World War stuff? It's the frogs that come out of the NATO. Okay? The bad spirits that come out of NATO. They're bad mouth spirits. And they are the one that will start Third World War. They are the ones that will cause humankind to be destroyed, the last of humankind to be destroyed during the Armageddon War. That's the way it is. So right now we need to keep our eyes open, and they continue to do it. They will continue to start this war, this Third World War. They will continue. Why? Because they're used by the dragon, Babylon the Great, who is the representative of the dragon. Okay? And, of course, the beast system is their instrument, the military instrument of power, which they're going to use to start this Third World War. And this is what's going to happen. So don't allow yourself to be misled. Because we're going towards the Third World War and the destruction of every military power in this world. And yes, Russia will go first. And that's why nobody can blame or put the finger on anybody, because they're all going to be destroyed at the end. Because before Jesus can establish his kingdom, all political powers have to be destroyed. All of them. There's not one political power that is better than another. They're all worldly powers that are, controlled by Satan. Okay? Coming to an end. Again, watch this video below. And again, I have now my videos I'm going to post on Rumble, and I'm may post less on BitChute. Depends on how I get with my time. Now I will post for sure on YouTube unless they stop my videos. So don't worry about not posting on YouTube. But that's my plan. And people study these things. I went in more detail in my last video that I have a link on in the description box. Went into detail, so you will know that is not what we are having, or what's coming is not the Gog and Magog war. It can't be.